So, what do you want to talk about? Welcome to another episode of Not a Real Court. I am your host, Judge Jiggly Joe, also known as Triple J. And to my side, I have the bad guy, Kenny.
Judge Jiggly J? That's insane. Oh, yeah!
And then I have M-A-T-T.
I don't know. The M threw me off right away. I think I'd have a hard time with that
I
one.
don't know what you're trying to
you're
say.
doing
No,
YMCA.
I can do the rest of. I can do the rest of them.
It was an H, an E,
Touchdown,
there's an X in
touchdown,
there for
touchdown,
some reason.
touchdown. All right.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling loose now. Got the shoulders feeling good.
So this week we have a few things on the docket. We have, should you have a vacation itinerary or not, which is going to be a good one because me and Kenny are actually going on vacation together here shortly. And then I work at a bank. I'm not an English teacher. Don't correct me. That's why I spell shit wrong. All right. If we need to add shit together, I got you. But when it comes to stuff like that, I don't.
25 plus 28.
25 plus 28, 53.
53 plus 28.
53 plus 28, 71. No, 81. I'm sorry.
There it is. That's your bankers. That's your banker, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I fucked up. I use a calculator.
Pressure math.
All right.
Hey, remember, you never have a calculator by your hip at all times. You remember that.
Ever.
Yeah,
Never.
I do. It's in my pocket. That's why.
No, I'm saying that's what the teachers always told us. That you'll never have this calculator with you. You got to do this mental math. And now we have calculators on us all the time.
They were dumb.
So which pocket is it in? If it's not the pocket near your hip, then which pocket's it in?
My pocket dangles down to my knees.
Got my song about that.
Got my Jinko jeans on, you know?
Do your pockets hang low? Do they want to?
So, we are also going to be doing a Samuel L. Jackson movie tournament. So I am going to state this now. If there's a movie that you would like to have in, throw it in the chat. First one to get dropped in there is going to be the first pick in the movie tournament. So, and then from there, we're going to go ahead and pick 5 each, and then we'll go ahead and debate those movies. And it's going to be not the best movie, but the best role in the movie. So, for example, Star Wars, he's Mace Windu. We're not just going based off of Star Wars being a great movie. It's actually him being Mace Windu and his role in that. So, we are going to start off with the debate here. So we have, should you have a vacation itinerary, yay or nay? And we are going to start off with Kenny, and you are on the side of nay, correct?
Yes. I'm going no because say this. I think because you're on a vacation, you should be trying to get away from it all, relaxing. I think sometimes with itinerary, that can be stressful. You're trying to hit all these different spots at like the same. You're stressing out. You're trying to do this stuff. Sometimes, in my opinion, if you do have an itinerary, you need an extra day at least. So I feel like if you have 3 days going somewhere, let's say you have 2 days, you're hitting all these spots, and then the third day you woosah, because I feel like it's very stressful just trying to, especially when you're with someone who's a planner and they're like, we got to go this, we got to go. It's 4:30, we have to go to this spot, and you're just it's too much sometimes. That's why sometimes you got to be like, look, we're just going to go out there. Whatever we get to, call it a day.
Okay. Matt, what about your opening argument for this?
So I like that. So that's a very laid back approach. And I feel like in every relationship, you always have one or the other. Like it's always the beauty of every vacation. It's one person loves to plan. One person just wants to sit back and chill. And one way or the other one's going to be pissed because of it. So there's definitely ways to look at each one of them. Like 100% agree. I think the most probably stressful thing when it comes to any kind of vacation is the person who sets that itinerary and then just freaks out when they don't hit the things. Like, we got to be here by here and we got to be here by this time. And I slammed this into this to make sure that we could do every single thing that we can in this thing. It's actually, honestly, I've never been on a cruise, but I hear things about that, like with cruises where you have hey, we're going to stop here at this island and you have 2 hours, go do all the things you want to do. This is all you get. Be back here. The ship's leaving without you. So I get that part. I think the itinerary can make it very, very stressful. Says the guy who's now going to tell you why the itinerary is so important now for that trip.
I was going to say, I was like, telling you on my side a little bit.
No, it's like a go big or go home kind of thing. Like, it can definitely be the worst part of it, but it can also be the thing that makes the trip everything that you want it to be. Like I've actually had 2 separate bachelor parties up north in Toronto. And both of them were each kind of way. One was completely planned and one was completely unplanned. Like the unplanned one, I was laughed at because the guy was just like, I've been spending the last number of months and years of my life like planning a baby and planning a baby shower, or like a baby shower, and not planning a wedding. And I just like to do like nothing. I want to go up here with like no plan whatsoever. And like that part was definitely like cool. It was nothing to worry about in that regard. We got to kind of do whatever we wanted to do, but there was also a lot of just like downtime. I feel like a lot of like wasted time for like just being in Toronto and having a chance to go do some cool stuff. So I think there's a little bit of balance that has to be in there. And it's why I guess I would always say to have an itinerary, because you can still plan downtime. Like I can go to Disney and plan like my 5-day trip to Disney, but still have 2 days of just relax, hang out by the pool, get some sun, do this and that. Like that can still be your itinerary. But then the day that I go into Magic Kingdom, you better believe that I know what time we're getting in there. And if I'm going to hit every single ride in that one day at Disney, I need to know where I'm going, where the rides are going to be, like where I can take advantage of like some of like the parades and the special things that are going on, and like plan. But you also have to be willing to change though, and not just stick to an exact time, because those fast passes are going to come and you have no time. I have no idea what time those are going to happen. You got to be ready to move. But if you go in there just, I'll get to this when I get to it. Next thing you know, it's a 3-hour wait to get on the Tron ride, and you ain't touching that ride that day, and the whole family's pissed because they didn't get to do the ride they wanted to do.
Okay. Any rebuttals there, Mr. Bad Guy?
So I think, there's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with having your stuff scheduled out. I just feel like it's very exhausting sometimes. You're just hearing that. You're like, hey, we're gonna do this at 4:30, this is 6:30, this is 7 o'clock. You're just like, oh my gosh, shut the hell up. I don't know, you just kind of get that feeling like, and just like you said, there's always one person that's a planner, and the other person is just relaxed. I am definitely the relaxed guy. Definitely relaxed guy. I mean, yeah, I feel like you had to have a plan. Yeah, if we're going to Detroit, you got your plan of where you're gonna go. But sometimes it's like when it's to the point where it's like meticulous, and it's just sometimes it can just be too much. And again, it's of course you don't want to be on time. So I don't know. I just don't think that kind of stress is good for you, especially when the whole point of the vacation is to get away from stress, and now you're stressing out more when instead of just relaxing and enjoying it. Because sometimes, like I said, when you go to vacation, you're supposed to just woosah. But sometimes when you go through all that, you're like, man, I'm supposed to be relaxed. I'm just in there getting more stressed. Now I'm going to cuss this girl out. I'm sick of her. Like, then you low key fighting, low key on the trip. You're not even enjoying yourself. When you could have just been, chilling at the hotel, get something, get a bite to eat, maybe stop at the casino, do whatever it is you want to do.
Okay.
I definitely love the casino trips. The casino trips are always nice until you lose all your money. You can't just willy-nilly go on that. You have to have a plan to do what you're going to do with that money and where all that money is going to get spent. I do understand that. Like everything that you're saying though about like that kind of vacation just screams to me I'm on the beach. And I get that vacation. If I'm going to go to the beach and I just want to sit, like I said, just sit in the sun for 4 days and just drink for 4 days and nothing else, but then fine. Then I won't plan it that way. But like a lot of my trips now, I feel like are always going to be like someplace where I'm trying to spend money on things to also enjoy certain things. So, like if I'm going out west, I'm trying to go skiing, or if I'm going to see certain places I've never been before, go hiking on certain trips. My wife and I, when we went for our honeymoon, like it was pretty stringently like planned out, but it was planned out because we had 8 days, and in those 8 days we were going to do a day and a half in Vegas and 2 days in Utah hiking, and then a day at the Grand Canyon and a day in Sedona. So like we had all these things very, very like rigidly somewhat like planned out, but it was because we didn't want to waste any of that time. So, I mean, we still gave ourselves time where it needed to. Like, that's the one thing I feel like sometimes is going to get like not looked at right in this whole conversation is going to be get that worst person. Because right, that like you're talking about, that worst person at like I need to have an itinerary is the last person I ever want to go on vacation with. Because you're right, like that part of my vacation is still wanting to relax and not go to work and just get to see and experience something new. But that person doesn't exist all that often. Like the more often you're actually going to see the itinerary person is just, I want to get stuff done. I want to make sure I'm like I'm spending all this money to go out and do all this stuff. I don't just want to waste it. 'Cause I can sit in my backyard and just get some sun. I could go Lake Erie, but it's going to still be, I'm still going to be waterside, and I can still do all that stuff for a hell of a lot cheaper than it's going to be going down to Florida. So I don't know. I'm making my money worth it. I'm going to go down and do some new things. There's too much in the world to experience to just waste a trip to a new place, like not going ziplining and doing something crazy like that, or making sure that I'm not eating some of the best food that I can get there. And that you will miss that, and you will waste time waiting like an hour and a half for a dinner reservation to eat someplace cool, and end up eating next door at fucking Taco Bell or something because whatever, we're close to Mexico and this is kind of foreign food, right? Like you end up like making those compromises, and instead of like getting to really take advantage of that cool stuff.
I think I agree with you saying. I do agree with some of that. I think with having the plans, it also sometimes you might see something, on the fly that you're like, oh, I know they had this. And that might cut into your scheduling time that you have. And you can't really, it messes up your flexibility, in my opinion. Like, you can't really, like I said, because it's just like when you go to Florida, or you go to wherever it is you're going, you're just like, oh, I didn't know they had, I don't know, laser tag or something random, but it should be something there. You're like, oh, I didn't know they had this. They got dolphins and they got this. I want to go check that out. And it's like, if you didn't plan that, you're like, no, I'm sorry, we can't do that. With the 6:30, we got this and this going on. It's like, bro, I just want to like, I get having like certain things you have planned like for your trip. Like, okay, we're gonna do this for sure and this for sure. That's cool. But sometimes you need a little bit of flexibility in there because you might see something that you didn't plan on seeing, and you still want to go do that. Same with food, just like you said with the food. Yeah, I mean, with me, my rule is to never eat something I could eat at home. That's my thing. That's always my
great rule. Great rule.
If I'm in Florida, I'm not eating Taco Bell. I'm not eating Boston Market. I'm not eating stuff that I can get easily at home. I'm trying out whatever it is. I'm usually gonna try out a staple that's around that area. Like say they have I don't know, like Whataburger, because we don't have Whataburger out here. So I would try something like that out, and then I would try out stuff that's specific to like Florida. If I'm in Florida, like I would just try to do that.
So if I come visit you in Ohio, where are you taking me to?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's gonna be a bunch of hole in the wall spots. That's how I am. I always think the places that nobody really talks about are usually the best places to eat at, in my opinion. The places with the worst service, I've said this for years. The place has the terrible worst service. They have the best food. It always works that way. I don't know why it is. They're coming at you, cussing you out immediately. Oh, I'm about to eat good here. That's how it is. And I never understand it, but it is what it is.
I'm glad you just didn't say like White Castle, because that is probably the one thing I get every time I go to Ohio, and that was the only thing I could think of. I don't need any White Castle.
No. I think White Castle is one of those places where it's like what people describe Taco Bell. It's like a late night. I need something to eat, something trashy, some grease in my stomach. I just been out clubbing. I want to eat some grease. I want to just chill and just be fat. That's that kind of.
How many sliders have you ever had in a night?
It's been a while since I've done like eat as much as possible. The most I've eaten have probably been 20.
I've never had White Castle.
Almost a case. Almost a crave case.
I've never tried to eat the whole case, but like young me, I definitely had, me and my dad, we went and got a crave case together, and I definitely ate 20, pretended to eat 15, because we both split it like 15, but I definitely ate more than I was supposed to. And
the only time I've really had it, we had a good buddy who I had like probably like 6 or 7 straight years I went to the Kentucky Derby, and he lived like a mile and a half from the racetrack, and then the main club that we would always go to was like continuing like a mile away from his house, and in between that mile to that was a White Castle. Man, I'm pretty sure his dad came back one time with 8 cases, and we put a hurt on that. So like it's amazing. It's amazing how fast you put those damn things down. But that onion is terrible. I don't like onion on many things, but I'll just eat it on those.
I'm gonna shout out White Castle for a little split second. And oh yeah, by the way, Damone, it was BD's Mongolian barbecue. That's where I took you to. BD's Mongolian barbecue. But what was it? White Castle. Go back to White Castle. So White Castle, if you do White Castle right, this is how you got to get it, in my opinion. Might disagree with me.
I'm all ears.
You got to get cheese. You have to get cheese on it. You got to get cheese, and then you got to put ketchup on there. You have to do ketchup. I mean, if you like mustard, put mustard on there. I mean, I don't know. I think the mustard's a little. It's a little. I don't, some places they put too much mustard. You be like, hey, you got to chill out.
Yeah.
They're one of those places they put too much mustard. So I say ketchup and cheese for sure. in your crave case, and then I don't do fries there. I think the fries are weak. I just get as many sliders as possible. If I'm feeling frisky, I get a chicken and waffle. Get a chicken and waffle sandwich. But yeah, it's usually the same thing: chicken rings and sliders. Next time I go there, and then I get the biggest shake because they got the large cups, and that's like a 40-ounce cup, like 40-ounce shake. I get the large vanilla shake, and that thing is thick. You got to wait a second because like it's thick.
All right, I got a question for you guys on this itinerary.
Go ahead.
So now, this is kind of more towards Matt. So, are you taking only vacations that would be able to have an itinerary? Like, you're not trying to go on vacations that are just relaxing? So, like Florida, for example, like if you booked a trip to Florida and your plan is just to like sit on the beach, are you still making an itinerary to go do stuff? Or are you only doing that if you're going to like a specific location trying to hit up a bunch of stuff?
See, I think that is kind of a little bit of a hard question because I don't know if I'm really doing that kind of trip that much anymore. Like as much as that one is, I would rather have a little bit of that, but go to a place where I can find out something historical or see something cool or go on a hike and do something. Like there is a purpose for me being there other than just kind of relaxing. I feel like I can do that at home, and I don't necessarily need a beach or anything crazy for that. So I would that's where I would think, like, for the most part, I'm mainly having some sort of schedule. There's definitely those open times for like relax, like chill, don't have to necessarily have anything planned and have that open time. But it's important just to schedule that as part of the itinerary. And actually where I probably the biggest thing with that is the most trips I think I've ever taken, like, can really be categorized into like music festivals, especially like multi-day music festivals. My wife and I just went to one, like Ocean's Calling in back in October or right at the end of October. And before that, I've been to like Bonnaroo's and Electric Forest, and just I love the multi-day festivals. And for as much as like you have like your mornings where you can just do stuff, again, can you imagine a festival where it's just you have no idea who's going to play when, and they're just going to jump up and play whenever they want to? Like all that is so scheduled out so that you can make your plan. You and your buddies can figure out, not going to see you there, going to go see my dude here. Screw that music. I'll meet you back here, and then we'll party the whole rest of the night once the sun goes down. Those to me are the best ones, and that's the trip I'm going on, and that thing is very, very scheduled out. Like I don't even have a choice in that thing, and that is where it can get stressful. But if you don't have that, you can miss all of it, and you can not be in the right place in the right time and miss some of those great events and things that are going on for the reason why you're going there in the first place.
Okay.
I think usually when they have an itinerary, at least what I've noticed, we get so burned out doing all the stuff in itinerary. Usually the last day we say fuck all that. Like usually it usually does that. Like if we do a 3-day one, we plan on doing stuff every day of the trip. By the time the third day hits, halfway through, we're like, hey man, you want to just say fuck that water park? Like it's like something like that. Like we just be like, man, we're not trying to go anymore. It's stressful after a while.
But you have the choice. That's the nice thing, but you still have the choice as long as you're open-ended about it. And that's kind of where this was kind of, I feel like, a loaded question, and it's a little bit of a cheap way out. So I've been trying to really kind of more hone in on I just want to talk itinerary. Because I really do think like you can plan those things out that way. Like that, honestly, that bachelor party, I think especially, I feel like that was really the best like indicator of it, where we still had time to go do whatever we wanted to, like in the mornings or a little bit later at night. Later at night was just more of a go to the bar, except for one night we had like actual tickets to like a big club that Money Mayweather actually was there that night, bro. He had one of his boys up on stage just
I would have loved
throwing out dollar bills that had
cocktail.
his face on it. Oh my god, that was wild. We did all that. We did a wine bus tour to like Wayne Gretzky's winery and all that stuff. Like that stuff. Those things were cool. Like, but because we had all that stuff like planned out, and we had that all that shit paid for, and it was easy to break that all up. The other one, again, it was very cool. It was laid back. We did kind of do whatever we wanted to, but there was a lot of times that we like went back to like the hotel room. We're like, okay,
yeah, I think I'm just
what
gonna
are we gonna do next? What are we gonna do next?
I was gonna say just to so if you do this, for anybody that that does plan trips, you have to give yourself some flexibility. You have to. You can't do something every 2 hours. You're like, oh, we gotta go this, we gotta go. Like I said, you're gonna burn yourself out. You have to give yourself some leeway just in case you find something. Sometimes just because you feel burnt out, you need a little rest. I definitely, like I said, again, you're on vacation. Enjoy your vacation. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
The food stuff especially. I hate the food reservations. I would like. I think the only time
Yeah.
I've really done a food reservation was in Vegas. We were trying to do one for Hell's Kitchen, just because that was gonna be booked. So I will make
Yeah.
that a priority. I will work the
For
other
that,
stuff
yeah.
around that.
Yeah,
Right,
for the
right.
yeah, you have to for that. Yeah, you have to for that.
But anything else, like if I can call ahead and be like, hey, I'll be there in an hour. Can you hold my table for me? Like that's the ideal thing for me, because then
Yeah,
I get the choice of, all right, now I'm ready to go, or I'm gonna have these other things just prepared. But
I'm with you
I
on
don't
that
know.
for sure.
I just don't want to waste. I just don't want to waste time. You are dead right though about the extra day. As somebody who plans, when you get home from that vacation, holy shit, do I then? It's clockwork. Sorry for anybody listening from work, but it is clockwork that I'm going to be asking for one extra day because I got home and I'm just like, fuck,
Yeah, you
fuck.
never
I just
want to
need to
go
kind of
home.
relax now.
You never want to go home drained from a vacation. Like, just like this, what's the point of the vacation? If you go home drained from it, it's like it's awful. That's why you want to go. You want to just be like, whew. Like you want to just be like, man, I'm glad I'm not at work. I'm not to deal with that. I'm just chilling. You want to be like that. You don't want to be like, oh my gosh, what we doing now? We got another hour. Oh my god, and that's stressful. So you don't even. You like, bro, I'm done with this vacation. I'm ready to go home. Like you'll be ready to go home. You like, man, I didn't even chance to enjoy it for real. But
I
yeah,
do think we're talking.
I'm with you on that for sure. And Hell's Kitchen, because that's like one of my dreams. I want to get cussed out by Gordon Ramsay so bad for no reason. I don't know why. I want to yell at me for no reason. Well, so I want to see that too. I want to try it. I want to see if the cooking is fire like that, because I watched every season of Hell's Kitchen, every Kitchen Nightmares, Hotel Hell, 24 Hours to Hell and Back. I watched all his shows. I'm a fan.
That's one of those weird love languages to be just getting yelled at like that.
I got a kink.
But
right.
so, but I just want to say, it does sound like we're talking about just, I feel like there's two different types of vacation people for sure. Like not only just like that type, but it also kind of comes down to a little bit of like where you like to go. Like if you are just I know people who are just, let me go to a beach. My vacation is to relax, get sun, do nothing, and just kind of recharge all the batteries.
I'm not that relaxed. I'm not that to the point where I'm not doing anything the entire time. I still
but
be like, okay, my plan is I'm going to go see the Eiffel Tower or whatever it is. Let's say see the Eiffel Tower. I'm going to eat at this restaurant. I probably have like 3 things. I'll be like, okay, I got these things. After that, whatever I find, is what I find. I'm going to just chill. I'm gonna because I'm a food truck kind of guy. I'll walk around and be like, oh, what they got in this food truck? Like I'm the kind of guy just find stuff. What's that talking about? Oh, is that a club? Let me go see what's in there. Like I'm that kind of vacationer. I just find stuff. I'm like, wait, what's this?
No, I do. I love that. Actually, that's my favorite part about the festivals, is just trying to find that time where you can just walk around and just let me just find the things that I can. Those ones are awesome. All I was really going to say with that was just, you just got to pay attention to who you're going on your trip with. Like that's probably the biggest thing. Know yourself and know who you're taking, because don't take the person who likes to plan on that vacation where you're just going to relax the whole time. And then vice versa. Don't take the person who just wants to relax on the trip out to national park where you're going to do 3 days of hiking and 2 days of whatever the hell else, right? Just to you can get some good hikes in though and get to some cool spots. Go chasing waterfalls. There's some cool ones
that's
out
cool.
west.
Like sightseeing, that's cool. That's still cool to be like, oh, I like this waterfall over here, but to still be like, oh, look, we got to leave. We got 5 minutes. It's like, bro, I just want to enjoy this. Like, why can't we got to go already? Like,
but it's usually not that bad though. It's not that we got 5 minutes. It's the hey, sun's going down. We can't see anymore. We got to probably start out leaving.
Oh, my dad was like that. My dad was like that growing up. He was the kind to be like, hey, look, we gotta. I'm like. And I was like, man, I'm just trying to chill. Like I was definitely, I just want to chill.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and
listen, man. That was my honeymoon. 3 days of hiking was my honeymoon.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't marry you. So I'm going to go ahead and pass judgment after this.
Your body and the bodies you're loving deserve nothing but the best. Organic Lovin' is the only adult subscription box that includes eco-friendly body products, from body-safe adult toys to sex-positive books and erotic seminars. Organic Lovin's online store has everything you and your partner or partners could ever need to heat things up. And right now, your friends at T13 Media want to take 10% off of your next order. Just go to organiclovin.com and use promo code T1, THREE, like the sound the bed makes, when you check out. Organic Lovin'. Love organically, purely, deeply, boldly.
Boy,
Well,
am I
now that
riled
I'm
up.
rock hard.
What's up, boy? Am I riled up?
Whoa. That was weird. We can't both have boners at the same time. Boner Brothers is not what's going on here. I apologize, everyone, for that. All right. So for 300 seed tournament, yeah, there's a lot of movies. So I'm just gonna reiterate some things that I heard throughout this debate here. So some things that Matt said, you have to plan downtime, and I think that's kind of like a negative looking at it because I wouldn't want to go on vacation and have to plan downtime because my way of thinking of it is like, okay, say you plan downtime and then there's something that comes up, then you have no downtime. And then one thing he did say, as far as the itinerary, is making sure to hit everything, which I think the itinerary does have a pro to that because with sticking to the certain times and everything, you are able to hit everything for the vacation that you are going to. For like the music festival, for example, if you don't have that itinerary, you might fuck up and miss something. I've been in that situation where, for like Warp Tour, for example, you go to Warp Tour, the bands have certain time slots. You got to plan when you're going to get food. You have to plan when you're meeting up with people. You basically have to plan everything out. So I really like that point that you brought up because without the itinerary, there is a possibility of missing things.
I'm just telling you, this is coming from somebody who used to be a bellhop at the Tower of Terror at Disney World in Orlando. I've taken people into the Magic Kingdom and in one day gotten through and touched everything, and I've had those people look at me and just gone, "That's the most fun I've ever had. I cannot believe we did everything we packed in everything perfectly. We went in with that mindset. We knew what we were getting into, but we crushed that day. Absolutely crushed that day."
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is my con because I'll leave. I'm just one of them people. Like if it's something, I'm like, bro, like I understand you say. I understand you said like you playing your downtime or something like that. But if we somewhere, I'm like, ooh, what's that? I'm like, I'll just leave. I'm that person. Like, where's Kitty at? I'll just dip. I'm that person. If I see something like, I'm gonna go see it.
That was me at the music festivals. I just fall to the back and just be like, I'm just gonna go see you guys. See you in a little bit.
And then on the side of nay, I really like that Kenny said that the main part of going on vacation is to relax and get away from the stress. And the itinerary can cause a lot of stress when you're, not meeting those time frames and having to leave in the moment of doing something. And honestly, the biggest thing that Kenny brought up, well, two of the biggest things was being able to change on the fly. Which that can kind of work with the itinerary too, because you're not necessarily having to change, or sorry, you're not necessarily having to stick to that plan. Like you can make changes to the itinerary. It's just more difficult if you have so many things planned out for 3 days or whatever. But the biggest thing Kenny said, and it was at the very end there, was when you brought up hiking for 3 days, and Kenny said enjoying the moment. Because if you do have that itinerary and there's something you're doing right there and then that you're enjoying that moment, but you have something you have to get to, that really fucks up that part of the vacation. So that was the biggest part on my list that I thought for this debate. So I am going on the side of fuck that itinerary.
Hey, yes,
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yes.
You're not even gonna have those moments. You know what else,
Please.
Joe? I hope you go on your next vacation without your itinerary, and then tell me how much stress you have when you have to explain to your daughter why you guys didn't get to do the thing that you promised her you were going to do because Daddy didn't have a goddamn itinerary and lost track of time.
You go longer. All right, so
you go longer. What?
What are things that
You
Joe's
go
for
for 3 days?
You go for more days.
That's a good.
All right. So next up, we have our Samuel L. Jackson movie tournament. In the chat, someone did pick Die Hard with a Vengeance. So that movie is in there for the viewers. And then each of us are going to pick 5 movies to throw in here. Again, these are not the movies overall. So again, with the example, Samuel L. Jackson in Attack of the Clones is not that movie entirely. It's just him as Mace Windu. That's all we're going based off of.
How many is in this?
We're doing 16.
That man's been in like 400 movies. Like that's
he has. Yes, there's been a lot of movies. So we will go ahead and start with Matt. Give me your first movie you want to throw on there.
Oh, if I get the first pick,
There's some movies, man. There's some movies.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Beautiful pick.
I think that's the
He
top
has
one.
way. It's so many quotable movies, man. This is
I know.
so many quotable movies.
Kenny?
I'm gonna go with Shaft. It's my duty to please that booty. Go with Shaft.
All right. I am going to go with, let's see here. I'm Coach Carter.
Are you really going Coach Carter?
I'm going Coach Carter.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this one needs 32. 16 is not enough for Samuel Jackson, who's been in everything. He's been in every major franchise.
We can revisit it.
I'm just saying. It's too many movies.
Matt?
It's me again? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were.
Yeah.
You were doing
You want to wait in suspense?
Well, that's what I'm sorry.
I was like, damn, this is going to be a good one.
Well, I mean, since I just screwed that up with saying I thought it was a snake draft, I guess I'll take Snakes on a Plane.
Good
All
one.
right.
Tired of this motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Kenny?
All right, my next one is The Incredibles.
Fuck!
Where's my super soup?
Damn it, that was my next one. All right. All right, I am going to go with... God damn it, I'm pissed because I really want to do The Incredibles. Afro Samurai.
Are we doing TV shows?
There's a movie.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just a TV show.
All right, Matt.
Hold on to your butts. Jurassic Park.
No, the funny thing about that
I love
movie,
that line.
I didn't know he died in the movie. He dies in everything. I didn't know he died in that movie. And my dad was like, "What other black arm? Black arm would that be?" And I said, "You're right. You're right." I was like, he was like, Samuel Jackson just died like that. I said, Samuel Jackson died. He's like, bro, what other black arm is that? So you know what? You're right. He's the only one. Yes, Pulp Fiction's on the board. It's not the second one.
So that was the real number one overall pick.
I have a hot take about that movie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Kenny, you're up.
I wasn't ready. I'm gonna lie to you. There's so many movies. Okay, if we're just going their acting, not the movie, because I'm going the spirit. I have 8 of everything. The spirit. He was in a Nazi uniform at one point. He had a samurai outfit on. He had the craziest costume.
All right. Next up, I'm going with the other guys.
Fire. Aim for the bushes. Aim for the bushes. The most confusing scene in movie history. It's on you, Matt.
Listen, he didn't say anything. I'm going. Actually, this is one of my favorite movies. I'm going The Negotiator.
Yeah,
He's
fire.
So good.
That movie's fire.
He is so good. Actually, and really, like that movie, like made me like really respect him and Kevin Spacey. That movie is wild, and I love.
That was gonna be my next one. That movie's fire.
Oh, okay. I'm glad because that I didn't know if that was just me, but like that one definitely is very, very high on my list.
I was hoping y'all seen it because I was like, that movie's fire.
Kenny,
I'm going Soul Man. He went to his comedy bag in Soul Man. It was hilarious. He said, "You been taking them dick pills again?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry." They were color. He said, "You can't be coloring up to me with that." He said, "I've been in prison. Nobody did that to me."
All right. I am gonna go with God. There's so many.
It's too many. That's why I said it needs to be 32 for this.
You gonna not take a Star Wars?
I was thinking that too.
See, like I want to take a Star Wars, but he's such it's such a minimal role. It is good though. Matt does use your old Wi-Fi. I'm gonna go Star Wars Episode 2.
Yeah, it's got to be
Go
2
on,
because
go
he
2.
did more in 2 than he did in
Yep.
3.
That's the one with his fight scene, yeah.
Yeah, that's when
This
he's
one has-
fighting there. He's fighting that Coliseum in the second one. Third one, he
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
fucks up Jango Fett.
yeah took his head clean off.
Yep. All right, Matt. Who's the last
I got another one of my personal favorites. I love the movie Kingsman, and I thought he was hilarious in that. He was very, very good
the
at it.
lisp.
That was my next one.
Oh, okay. All right. See, I'm glad. Okay, I'm glad some of these movies were just me because I really tried not to grab any of the Marvel movies because he's just a minor role in that, and so I didn't want to give him
I
too much
agree.
credit in it.
That's why I didn't do it either. I agree with that.
Kenny.
I'm going Deep Blue Sea. Deep Blue Sea. I don't know if you guys have seen that. He gave us one of the greatest speeches ever in that movie, just to die immediately after. We're gonna seal off these gates. We're gonna. He got snatched up by a shark immediately.
All right, for my last one, I am doing a Marvel movie, and I'm going to do. I'm doing Captain Marvel because I feel like he had a lot in that one.
Yeah, that was the one for sure.
Do you like how I just pressured Joe into making both a Star Wars and a Marvel pick?
Yeah.
Someone had to do it.
It's too many movies, man. It's way too
Oh,
many
you
movies.
see, that was the other one that I was just like, I wonder if this was not going to get picked now because of where we're at in this draft.
I'll take out
many
Afro
movies.
Samurai. I'll take out Afro Samurai for that.
For Django.
Yeah, because I thought
there's too many
Asterix,
movies. We're missing
asterisk
movies.
next
Like
to
you got A Time to Kill. We didn't have A Time to Kill on there. Movie's fire. Jungle Fever, Goodfellas.
There are good movies, but we'll revisit it.
Do the Right Thing. He's in too many movies.
Yeah, there's a shitload. All right, so I'm shuffling in now.
I also did like The Hateful Eight.
And first
My dad
up
loves that movie.
on the board, Deep Blue Sea versus the other guys. I do not have a veto in this, just as a reminder, because it's only us three, and I'm only voting if you guys can't come to a decision.
Oh, you're the ultimate tiebreaker every time?
Yep. So, Matt, you are up.
I haven't seen Deep Blue Sea, but I'm
Oh.
pretty sure there's a comment that you can put up that's going to pressure me into picking Deep Blue Sea. Oh, look, my wife's saying that Deep Blue Sea is such a good one. I will go ahead and pick Deep Blue Sea.
Right.
I know I put Deep Blue Sea in there, but I'm going the other guys for this one. I feel like I know that's crazy, but I'm going the other guys on this one.
I'm also going the other guys. Fuck Deep Blue
All right,
Sea.
well, thank you.
Deep Blue Sea, he did, like I said, gave us one of the greatest jump scares ever in the history of movies. But yeah, the other guys, his role, like I said, Aim for the Bushes is probably one of the most confusing scenes ever.
Yeah.
There wasn't even a bush in sight. And they were so him and Dwayne The Rock Johnson were so
Oh
cool.
yeah, it was Dwayne The Rock. I thought it was Johnny Travolta for some reason. That would have been even more crazy.
Nothing alike. One of these things is not like the other.
So happy we have Heel Rock.
Yeah,
All
me
right.
too.
So next up we have Shaft versus Kingsman, starting with you, Kenny.
On this one, so we want Cody. Yep, I'm with you on that. I'm going Shaft. If you've never seen Shaft, he did a good job. And like I hate 70s. I hate 70s black exploitation movies. Like I really do. But this one,
Can you dig it?
yeah, but this one he did such a good job. And Christian Bale, oh my gosh, him as a villain, he made me think he was racist in real life because he was still so good at his role. But yeah, that movie is phenomenal. And like I said, he did his thing in that movie. So I'm definitely going Shaft. Kingsman, he did a great job. Not slighting Kingsman. He was a funny villain in that. He had the little lisp and everything. He was funny. But Shaft, he was so cool in that movie. So I'm going Shaft.
All right, Matt.
I get like guys, you said earlier, like I know I put Kingsman in here, and you kind of just took all the words in my mouth. He's great in it, but Shaft is a classic, man. It's
classic.
It's so good, and he's so good in it. Like it's definitely Shaft.
All right.
Classic.
Next up, we got the Negotiator versus Snakes on a Plane. Starting with you, Matt.
Mine are just taking hits right away. I picked Snakes on a Plane first, but it's also because I thought Negotiator was going to slide, and it did. And he was so good. He's so good in it. He's just so good in it.
He's
that
so
I'm
good in
picking
both.
Negotiator.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm also going Negotiator. Negotiator is one of the movies. If you have not seen it, go watch that immediately.
Yep.
That movie is great. I know Kevin Spacey's a terrible person in real life, but he killed it too in that movie. And yeah, I would just like Robert Taylor said, Negotiator is low key one of his best. And I agree. That's a top 3 Samuel Jackson movie for sure.
Can you not put any more comments of his with that picture up though?
Listen, I seen it afterwards, and that's why I was shaking my head.
No, listen. I'm wearing the Bills hat. I put some
I'm
Bills
also
stuff
wearing
back
Bills
on because it's a new season. The 2023 season is over.
New us.
It's
our year.
New everything. It's our chance.
It's our year. All right, Soul Men versus Die Hard with a Vengeance. Kenny.
This is a fire one, right? This is fire. Die Hard was such a good. This is easily the best Die Hard in my opinion. Easily the best one.
Okay.
He said get until draft day to glow. Yeah, go ahead. But
He'll live longer than that. Don't worry. I mean that in a fun way. He deserves it. Stupid Kansas City. They're so good. It makes me so mad.
I'm like, Die Hard is so good, but Soul Man is probably one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Samuel Jackson's he's just goated, man. Every movie he's done is either one of the greatest things you've ever seen or one of the most terrible things you've ever seen. Just think about it. It's one or the other.
Are you going Die Hard?
I'm going Soul Man. I'm going Soul Man.
Okay.
If I see them both on TV at the same time, I'm clicking Soul Man. Him and Bernie Mac, they killed it together. Low key, even though Bernie Mac is a comedian, Samuel Jackson was funnier in that movie. I might get a lot of flack for that, but Samuel Jackson was funnier in that movie. You said you got dog food and you ain't got no dog. You the dog, motherfucker. He was broke. Like that movie is, oh my, it's hilarious. Definitely go watch that. But Die Hard's fire. So it's an edge. I'm edging it to Soul Man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put it back in the judges' court. Give me Die Hard. I think one definitely takes it here. Can't wait to see that next round of Die Hard against Negotiator. Oh my God, you're so wrong today. Why are you wrong on everything you're doing?
All right, next up we got Jurassic Park versus Coach Carter. Matt, you're up.
Oh my God. Just every scene that he's in Jurassic Park just makes me laugh so much. He's so good at it. And the stupid cigarette just like almost like being completely smoked and just hanging there. I love that. I love that as a kid. And it's always going to be with me. I'm doing Jurassic Park.
All right.
Giving it my vote.
Okay. I'm going with Coach Carter. I think this is one of the few times where I don't remember anything he did Jurassic Park besides die. I don't remember anything else he did in that movie. But Coach Carter, he was legendary in that one for sure.
Yep, I'm also going Coach Carter. That movie's fucking awesome.
That's hilarious though. That rage was hilarious.
Oh man, these are my 2 favorite ones. Oh, next up we have The Incredibles versus Star Wars Attack of the Clones, the banger. Kenny, start us off.
This is a good one. He was firing.
Mace Windu versus Frozone. Where's my super suit?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm going to lean towards Incredibles more. He didn't really give us yelling Samuel. You know, Samuel Jackson yells and cusses in all his movies. Man, he couldn't do that like he wanted to.
He was one with the Force.
He was calm. We don't want calm Samuel Jackson. We want him going off on people. He didn't really go off. He's on the wrong side, Anakin. We need him yelling. He's on the evil side. This is Darth Sidious.
We need that to be done somehow.
We need him to go up. He had the purple lightsaber and everything. Like, this is Emperor Palpatine. He is really Darth Sidious. We need him going off.
Yeah. That'd be interesting to rewatch that movie, but someone does the voiceover for it, so he is yelling. That'd be very interesting. All right, Matt, you're up.
Listen, if he would have just figured it out all earlier, he could have saved a lot of kids. I can't give him any credit here, so I'm taking The Incredibles.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. Anakin didn't care about none of that. He just walked in. He was like, "What are we gonna do?" He was, "You're not making it to 4."
All right. So next up, we have The Spirit versus Django Unchained. We're gonna start with you, Matt.
That's racist, Damone. You said fuck the dark side. That's crazy.
February too.
On Black History Month too.
I want to say in February. That's how you feel it.
God damn.
The Spirit versus Django. Oof! I just realized what this matchup is. Oh my god.
Matt, you're up.
Does Black History Month like mean more this year? Like when you get the extra day, do you guys do anything special on that day?
Yeah, I'm still chilling. I didn't set up the itinerary for that.
Okay,
Oh,
first
God,
off,
I
that's
have such-
fucked up. I literally just realized that they have Black History Month as the shortest month. That's fucked up.
How did you
Yeah.
realize that's the most old white man thing ever? You guys want something? Here, we'll give. Yeah, just take
He
take
said-
the shortest month.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's crazy.
Oh Lord, with this one, I'm gonna say
Django.
no. I honestly I hate voting for ones that I feel like shouldn't actually be in the tournament. And Django shouldn't be in this tournament because it was not originally picked. So I'm gonna go with the Spirit.
Mm.
As much as I
All
think
right.
Django's better, I stick by my principles.
Well, to be fair, I thought Afro Samurai was just a TV show. I didn't know it was a movie when he said it. I'm going. This is a good one because The Spirit was not a good movie at all. That's a terrible movie. But I would definitely say that it was an awful movie. But his performance in there, he's gonna show out. No matter what he's in, he's gonna show out, and he showed out. If we're going just on performance. And Django, he was cooning so bad, it was crazy in that movie. When Leonardo DiCaprio died, he was tripping. I'm gonna go Django. We wouldn't have that meme without that, man. He was
That's true.
crying, holding him in his arms.
All right. Django. I'm also going with that.
Yeah. Who was
Fuck
that
your principles.
nigga on that nag? That's what I'm
Principles
going with.
never win. Principles never win.
Yeah, principles never
Nope.
win.
Oh, okay.
Django's
Now we got Nick Fury has now entered the chat. We got Captain Marvel versus Pulp Fiction, starting with you, Kenny.
You
Okay.
find by the way, just real quick, you find me somebody that says I stick by my principles, and I'll show you a loser.
I think this is like when I said the hot take comes in. I do not think Pulp Fiction was a good movie. I've said this.
God.
People get on me like, how could you say that? But the movie was all over the place, man. It was all over. I get they did the full circle thing, that's cool, but that's, in my opinion, that's his worst movie besides Kill Bill. I think that's another crazy one too. That's a crazy one. Well, besides the fight scenes, there's nothing to that movie. And I agree with you, Robert Taylor. He said, I enjoyed Captain Marvel, so it's not the hate you see online. I think if we're going just performance, Samuel Jackson did have a better performance in Pulp Fiction than he did in Captain Marvel. He was kind of bland in Captain Marvel. He was just, hey, don't do that. That was kind of it. Like, hey, don't do that. And Pulp Fiction, he was, and my name is the Lord. Like, he's going off. This is prime Samuel Jackson. He had the Jerry Curl too. Like, it's prime Samuel Jackson.
All right,
Yeah,
Matt.
so I'm going Pulp Fiction.
I feel just for the argument's sake, I'm actually surprised that Captain Marvel was the one that was in here. I understand the arguments for it, and I understand like everything you're saying about his performance in there. I would have put probably either one of the Iron Man ones in there, like just one of his early ones. I feel like it was where you just really got that impact. But you're right, like as he could only do so much with Fury, and it just eventually kind of got bland. So again, nothing against all those ones, but again, I had the first pick. I took Pulp Fiction for a reason. This one is to me like one of his best works, so I'm definitely taking Pulp.
Yeah, he balled out in it. The movie didn't, in my opinion. The movie didn't ball out to me, but he did in that movie.
All right, on to the next round. So we have the other guys versus Shaft. Starting with you, Matt.
Again, I think we talked about it earlier, but like I feel like the original it made me like really, really respect him and all the work that he does. Shaft is such a good movie. Give me Shaft.
Kenny.
I'm also with Shaft. Shaft was he killed it. Like, he killed it.
All right. Next up, we got the Negotiator and not Die Hard with a Vengeance because it is Soul Men. Starting with you, Matt.
I'm actually mad that you said that because I was going to take Die Hard just to see what the reaction was going to be. So thanks, took that from me. So now, just strictly out of spite, now I'm just going to take Negotiator.
All right. Kenny.
I'm gonna go Negotiator for this one. I love. Says no, Long Kiss Goodnight, fire movie. He says some places I'm frank, some places I'm earnest. That's a good movie. But yeah, Negotiator is, like I said, top 3 Samuel Jackson movie for sure. I love Soul Men to death. If I see it's on, I'm starting it up immediately. But Negotiator is one of those movies where I know a lot of people have not seen it, and I'm always putting people on, and they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, the movie was amazing! I've never seen this." That's one of those ones. Definitely go check that movie out.
Nope.
All right. Next up, we got Coach Carter versus The Incredibles. Starting with you, Kenny.
Hey Robert, I said 32, man. You name all these movies. Look, trust me, I know there's too many movies he's been
If
in.
we had more time, I would have said 32.
Coach Carter in Incredibles. I'm going Incredibles for sure. I can quote pretty much every line he said in Incredibles over Coach Carter.
Matt?
Oh, see, like I try not to actually like take away from just the voice acting because I have a huge respect for all the voice actors. Like some of the stuff that they're able to do is incredible. I'm play on words there for how good of a movie this is, but man, Coach Carter is just one of those movies that I feel like still gets referenced in just so many different things because it's like a staple. He's so good in it. He drives everything in that. It gives you every bit of passion and everything that you feel about that movie is because of his acting. So I'm going to go Coach Carter.
Fuck. I really didn't want you guys to put this on me.
Where's my super suit? Come on.
I know. That's, oh my God. I love yelling that too. But if I'm being honest, like if
I know. Freeze.
if I'm throwing one on, I'm going Coach Carter though.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it at all.
The Incredibles is phenomenal though. I am so happy they picked him, and I think he's the best part of the Incredibles.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, next up we got Django Unchained versus Pulp Fiction. Starting off with you, Matt. This is
two movies you can call the N-word in.
It's the most iconic scene. I think of any of the movies that we're still going to talk about, it's the most iconic scene. It all comes from Pulp Fiction. I'll take Pulp.
Okay.
These are two great roles he played too. These are two great roles. I'm gonna have to go with Pulp Fiction. If I'm going his acting, his performance, I'm going Pulp Fiction. Django, he was tripping in Django. He was a great villain, but in Pulp Fiction, he was definitely definitely had the most memorable lines. Do you know what they call what do you say a bird? What do you say? Was a Big Mac? He said, what do they call a Big Mac in France? So the Royale with cheese. He's like all that is perfect.
All right, on to the next round. We got Shaft versus The Negotiator. Starting with you, Kenny.
Damn, this is a good one. I'm gonna go Negotiator. I'm gonna go Negotiator.
Yeah, this tournament's only
Negotiator. He was fighting for his life. It wasn't like, I mean, yeah, he was like trying to kill people in Shaft, but Negotiator, he was fighting for his life. He got blamed for a murder he did not commit. He's like, I didn't do it. He held everybody up for that. He's like, I'm sorry, I gotta do what I gotta do. Negotiator might win it, in my opinion. like he did a great job in that movie.
Matt?
I'm so torn on this one, like more so than you really realize, because everything he just said was so right, and I have such a love for Negotiator. But honestly, looking at the four that are left, I think his acting in The Negotiator is probably the third best, behind the other two and the two in the other bracket, which is going to make this next one more debatable. I think he's better acting in this one than he is at Shaft, but I think Shaft is the most, like, we're all talking here about, like, you got to go see this. You should go see this movie. It's so good. And everyone who watches it has that reaction, right?
Yeah.
But he is Shaft. He is Shaft. I'm going to take Shaft.
That's a good. I'm not mad at that at all. That's a good one. This is a good one.
All right. Well,
I wanted to put one on Joe here, make sure that he had some skin in the game here at the end.
Yeah, I'm going Negotiator though.
Have you seen Shaft though? Have you seen Shaft?
I just looked it up because it sounds familiar, but I don't think I have seen that.
Definitely watch that. You'll like that. And Christian, like I said, Christian Bale's performance as the villain is crazy. Like that was the first movie I'd ever seen Christian Bale in, and I was like, "This dude is racist." What's going on? But then I saw him. Then became Batman and American.
The cover of the movie looks familiar, and like I don't know, like it sounds familiar, so I may have, but I'll rewatch it just in case.
Yeah, definitely watch that.
Next up, Coach Carter versus Pulp Fiction. Starting with you, Kenny.
Performance, I'm going Pulp Fiction. I'm going Pulp Fiction for sure.
Matt?
See, I would almost give the edge in acting here to Coach Carter, but I think Pulp Fiction is the overall better film, and his acting in that film makes it as good as it, like, that top tier. So I'm going to give it the edge there. I'm going to say Pulp Fiction.
All right. In the finals, we have The Negotiator versus Pulp Fiction. We will start with Kenny.
So again, I'm not doing it by the movie. I'm doing it by the perform. He did a good job in both of these movies. He's like great.
See,
job.
but it's, at some point, but we've been saying that since the beginning. But at some, I was trying to do that to weed out like some of like the bad, like the other ones early on. At the end here, like, yeah, his acting was like they're just it's 1A 1B. So at some point you got to see it's the MVP race, right? Just where was he the most valuable piece to that movie kind of thing. That's almost, I think, more so where I start to lay it when we get to the end here.
If we're doing that, it's Negotiator for sure. Because Pulp Fiction, there was way too many stars. There's way too many people in it. There's too many stories trying to be told and fit it all into one movie. Where Negotiator, the whole movie, he's like, man, look, I didn't do this. He's like, I can prove I didn't do it. And it was, and then the fact that he had to like show the other Negotiator, like, oh my God, like if you haven't seen it, please go watch that movie.
Please
do. I'm going Negotiator. I'm going Negotiator for sure. I've been saying since the beginning that this might win it, and I got it. In my opinion, this won it. If I get the Negotiator.
Yeah, like I wanted to give Joe some skin in the game early on. That's why I wanted to split that other one, but I had a feeling, and it kind of got here. I'm definitely taking the misspelled Negotiator as well.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe it got here this far. It got here this far, misspelled the whole time.
Did I really
I'm gonna allow it. I'm gonna allow it to go.
Yeah, this is OR, not ER.
Oh, fuck, I did. God damn it! Dude, I was literally gonna make a joke after this that everything got through spelled right.
Fuck. Oh no, I'm sad I messed it up because it would have been even better to let you.
And I didn't see
yourself.
And I didn't see Die Hard with a Vengeance spelled all the way out, so I don't know if you spelled that one right too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Damn,
that blows. So you went Negotiator? I don't even know because I got fucked up from you saying.
No, that. I did because it really is. It's so good, and that's where I do think like just again I'm turning it to just kind of an MVP race kind of thing. Again, he was great in Pulp Fiction. The acting was great in it. It was one of his better works, but Pulp Fiction was, I feel like, only going to be so good. And I mean, it's still great, but it's only going to be so good. And I will stress again, my face is really large on that screen. I will stress again, like what Kenny said.
I hate when I click that on accident.
That's
if
like anime
you haven't seen it, go see that movie. Go see it. It's so good.
Please do.
Yeah, I was going Negotiator there if anyone picked Pulp Fiction over that. So
Negotiator, he bodied that role, man. Because I saw it as a kid and I remember liking it, and I was like, let me go ahead and rewatch. I watched it a couple years back, and I was like, this movie is too good. That one, and I think Enemy of the State are the two movies I went back and watched from the 90s, and I was like, both these movies are fire.
I don't know if it was still 90s, but my movie like that was John Q. I remember watching it once.
That was
younger.
That was either 90s or early 2000s. I saw it for the first time either, I think it was 2 summers ago. I saw that and I was like, this movie is phenomenal. Because there's a couple Denzel movies I didn't see, and that was one of them. And I was like, sheesh, I might mess around and cry off this movie. He loves his kid. He was like, you take my heart. You take my heart.
You know what? Honestly, so wait, have you watched it since becoming a parent? Because I haven't watched it since becoming a parent.
Oh no, I haven't. I'd probably break down and watch that mess now. He's like,
oh, see, all right, Rob,
my son, he's supposed to bury me. I couldn't watch that now. I'll be like,
oh no, I know. I see. I haven't done that yet. Now I'm kind of intrigued and I want to, but I don't want to at all.
I'll probably ugly cry with that movie.
I'm gonna wait. Yeah, just that's one of those days. I'm gonna wait for like I want to hurt myself today, and I'm gonna do that.
You watch John.
What the fuck? What a wild way to end this show. I'm waiting for a day where I can hurt myself.
Listen, just we do it emotionally. It's all right.
So the official best Samuel L. Jackson movie for T13 Media is going, actually not a real court. You got to specify that down because there's a lot of shows. So best Samuel L. Jackson movie, according to Not a Real Court, is The Negotiator. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Watch it now. I think it's still on Netflix too. Go watch that.
All right. So next up, recommendations. So I'm going to go ahead and start with mine. Have you ever wanted to feel like God? Have you ever wanted to feel like Jason Momoa and be sexy as fuck?
Oh, wow.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
I don't.
Get yourself a WWE belt because it makes you feel like fucking God and it makes you sexy as fuck. So if you don't have a WWE belt, get one, wear it around the house, wear it while you're working. If you work from home, don't wear it in public. You'll be weird, but wear that shit around. Okay?
I have a very I have a rule that if you're gonna wear that belt around in public, you have to be ready to defend it anytime. Like I should be able to just come up to you and money in the bank, cash in. I'm fighting you for this belt right now.
If I was wearing it and someone walked up to me with a suitcase, I would gladly defend it. But that's it.
Well,
I'm buying a
imagine
suitcase now.
losing your belt.
That's
That's it. I'm getting the suitcase. I'm getting
Yeah,
it.
not a suitcase, a briefcase.
No, but imagine losing your belt like that though. Like you brought your belt on the trip and somebody speared you. Now you're done. Now you're stuck. That'd be awful.
Every one of
You
those
just order
spinner ones.
another
Oh, everyone always has the spinner one.
I don't like the spinner one.
I didn't have I had the one that was before that. That's the one I have. I have the one before that one. The original WWE Championship belt, the one from early 2000s, the one JBL and them had pretty much.
All right.
That's the one I have.
You could get one, right? Right now, you get on, doesn't matter how much. Right now, you're going on the WWE website and you can buy one championship belt. Which one you buying?
The Fiend.
Ew. I love the Fiend, but that belt was ugly.
I like it. I like it.
I love the Fiend, but I hated that belt. The Fiend's brought me back into wrestling. RIP Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I can only pick one belt. I'd probably pick the Big Gold. I'll probably pick Big Gold.
Yeah, buddy. Big Gold is.
Gold. Yeah,
I definitely think Big Gold is the answer there. I love Big Gold.
There's a couple that were really, really good, but I'd probably say if I had to think, because I already got the WWE Championship one, I'd probably get. I think the Attitude Era belts are the best ones. That's just me. I think the Attitude Era had the best belts. No, the Attitude Era. I'm tripping. Ruthless Aggression era had the best belts. Minus the I love the Spartan belts, Spartan tag team belts. That was my favorite tag team belt.
Oh, okay. The most underrated one for me though, if I'm gonna buy one, I'm definitely gonna buy the championship kind of one. But underrated for me is still the white Intercontinental belt. I loved that one. I thought that one. I was actually kind of mad when they retired it.
The person that I just bought my one belt from was also selling the white Intercontinental one. But it was $300, and I was like, yeah.
See, look, with my belts, I've never bought the real belt. I bought like the toy one. Like that's the one I had.
No,
the
you
one
need, you need the real one, dude. You feel like God.
Maybe $30 back in the day. It was like $30.
I will. So because I am bringing this up, if anyone is fat and going to order a belt, make sure you order the extender, because even the heavyweight title did not fit me. So make sure you order the extender with it.
See, the thing is, I've never worn my belt though. I always put it on my shoulder. I've always put it on my shoulder. That's how.
All right, who has the best thing with their belt?
Roman.
The way he drags it, he just literally drags.
No, he just makes Paul Heyman carry it.
Oh, I was saying, because sometimes he drags it, and then sometimes if he's showing off, he kind of does this thing he kind of rocks it back and forth. He rocks the belts back and forth. In my opinion, whoever has the best thing would probably be Undertaker. He used to have it around his neck back in the day. I like that when he's a biker.
Oh,
I like that.
I really liked Seth Rollins, where he would just hold it at the end and fucking whip it around his head as hard as he could. Yeah, that shit was always good. And then I think was it
See, I didn't know you meant taunt. I thought you meant like how they carried it. I knew you meant taunt.
Oh, well, no, like even just anything they would do with the belt, like that kind of thing. I always like the Miz always kind of like held it up straight, kind of thing, like that. They had that little thing, and then
like Rhea Ripley does.
Yeah, I think that. Yes. And then what was it? I think it was Sasha. I think it was Sasha Banks, or either Sasha Banks or maybe Alexa Bliss used to do like a thing where they like lean on the rope and like kind of like pull it out.
She was
Alexa, yes. Yeah. So I liked Alexa's as well. I liked that.
Hey, somebody brought up a classic. They said Eminem had the best one when they literally had it like in their pants and had it like dangling like it was a dick, and they just be swinging it back and forth.
Oh,
wait, no, I want to change my answer. Orange Cassidy's the one that had it inside the book bag, right?
Yeah.
If it doesn't have to be WWE, I'd go Orange Cassidy because that shit was funny.
Tom's right though. Pete Dunne biting it was a cool one. I always like that too.
That was
like,
cool.
I like that people like get creative with those things. Like come up with something cool.
But sometimes you can have just something simple. I like Becky Lynch. She just walked down, just holding up. It had that aura to it when she just walked in there, just looking around like I'm that chick for real. That one was cool. I like the Rocks. The Rocks used to do the thing,
the whip,
whip it over his head. That was cool too.
Yeah. I mean, like,
He
yeah,
has some-
you
he
had
has
to
some
do the
great
one that
wrestling.
that mixed your personality. I mean, even Stone Cold, just the two hand with his
Yeah.
like, inside the buckle kind of thing. Like, they all had those ones. Those were definitely cool. Those are
All
definitely
right,
cool.
Kenny, what's your recommendation?
My recommendation is now it's wrestling. Now go ahead and check out. Now we talking on this subject. My recommendation is Living Dangerously '99 ECW pay-per-view. That's my go-to. Like I feel like everybody has this one pay-per-view they go back to and just watch whenever they just got some downtime or they're just bored. They just go back and watch that same
Watching all
pay-per-view.
of them.
Yeah, you're watching them all, but I feel
All
like
of them.
but since you're a new fan and you're watching them, going back and watching them, there's gonna be one you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I mess with this one heavy. You're gonna go back and watch it. So I think,
I just hit 1992.
sheesh. And I think ECW Living Dangerously '99 was one. Back in the day, the library didn't have like the wrestling stuff, so all they had was one wrestling pay-per-view, and it was King of the Ring. I think it was 2001, either 2000 or 2001, and I used to watch that one religiously. That's the one that had the dumpster tables match between DX and the Dudley Boys. The Dudley Boys had to either put everybody through the table, or DX had to throw you into the dumpster. It was such a fun match. Definitely go watch that if you ever seen it. But yeah, it's a fun match. And they had this one match too. Gerald Briscoe and Pat Patterson had a evening gown match. They had to come out dressed in gowns and had to rip the gowns off each other. That was a weird time. It was a weird time.
Well, we've learned Vince has some weird fetishes. So
It was
that's
some wild finishes. And it was for the belt. Like they had the championship back then. I think it was I think it was hardcore. I think it was the hardcore belt they had. Ridiculous.
All right, Matt, what's your recommendation?
We just took my oldest son down to Erie, PA yesterday. Went to Splash Lagoon. We had a great time down there. I love those little indoor water parks. They don't get enough love. They do a really good job down there. They had one of those the wave rider things where you can like jump on the boogie board and like do all the things. Was able to do the barrel rolls. Did everything to get myself upgraded. Got onto one of like the surfboards. I've never surfed before. I do snowboard, so I had a little bit of advantage. I've definitely wiped out pretty good though, so I'm a little bit sore. Like I'm starting to feel the age a little bit. Spent a lot more time in the hot tub than I think I was expecting to do while I was down there, but it was a really good time. So just those indoor water parks. I had never really been to one before, the Splash Lagoon, and they're pretty cool. So do those, especially in the winter when
people's
it's
piss.
freezing out.
Very exciting.
The way I have a terrible like not a fear, but like a terrible like story about a wave pool, and then it really fucked me up for a little minute. I couldn't. It really fucked me up for a minute.
Well, I think we got time. We got time.
Okay, so it's not really a long story. Like to make a long story short, or make a short story even shorter. Basically, I think I was maybe like 9-10 years old. I'm in out here it's called Wyandotte Lake. I think now they switched to Zambezi Bay is the name now. But somebody took a shit in the pool, and it's the wave pool, so it's coming.
Judy.
And it was just coming, and I didn't see it till last second, and I like freaked out because it almost hit me. And it was like this close. It was and I can't swim either, so I'm like freaking out. And I did not go to a pool for like maybe a good 5-6 years after that. I was all messed up. I was like, nope.
I would have freaked if I shitting in a wave pool is crazy.
And it wasn't like it was like liquid. It was a solid piece.
Oh, it always is in the pool. No one ever has diarrhea in a pool. It's always a fucking log.
I was like, oh my God. I like freaked out. I screamed. Like I legit screamed.
I'm just picturing those. I'm picturing you though, like screaming, like with your mouth open, and just that thing just coming and hitting you right in the mouth, like just making it the worst too.
Luckily, I tell you, I barely dipped it. Like it's like bullet time. Like how Neo was dodging them bullets. That was me. I dodged the shit like that. I was like, terrified. I was literally hollering, screaming. Yeah, I don't think I've ever said that on air before, but yeah, that happened to me.
I'm glad I know that story now. I won't take you to a wave pool when we go on vacation.
Screaming.
Better not have that shit planned.
Yeah, true.
All right, we'll end off with our plugs. So Matt, start off with your important ones.
Hey, I'm Matt.
All right, Kenny.
Catch me on all social medias at Bad Guy Spoken. Catch the Bad Guy Spoken podcast on YouTube. You can see the football podcast we do. See it's Don't the You, and you'll see Hood Movie Review. You'll see review all your favorite hood movies. We just did Cooley High, so definitely go check that out. And we're bringing back Geek in the motherfucking sheets. If you want to see everything nerdy like anime, Marvel, Star Wars, DC, video game. Yeah. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that, but all your favorite nerdy passions is all on there. So definitely check that out. Like I said, we're giving you all the newest news, and we're gonna be doing all kind of stuff. I'm not gonna try to keep it the same template every time. You know, you might see us like dueling it out like in Yu-Gi-Oh. You might see us doing all kind of stuff. We're gonna try to mix this motherfucker up.
So it is a no itinerary podcast
tomorrow.
Oh, that's Bad Guy.
That's the same spot.
Yeah, Bad Guy Spoken podcast is literally just whatever we feel like doing that day that's what we're doing. We'll play. We've done Family Feud on there. We did Jeopardy. We've done we argued anime. We've done tournaments. We've done what you call it, tier list. We do whatever we feel like doing. That's the perfect thing about Bad Guy Spoken podcast. We do whatever we want.
All right.
I
And
love
then
the
the
idea
most
of the Family
important
Feud.
thing is stopping by t13media.com, checking out all of our shows, checking out our merch. We got new merch that dropped. I got a Judge Joe shirt now. So go check that
Ooh,
shit out. And guess what? Free shipping? Did someone say free shipping from the 17th to the 21st? There's free shipping from the 17th to the 21st. Who likes paying for shipping? No.
And we got a Bad Guy Pornhub shirt now.
We got Bad Guy Pornhub shirt. We got Damone Monopoly shirt. We got all sorts of merch. Go check.
Where's my shirt? I want a hat.
You
I want a
haven't
bucket
been
hat.
responding to come into the fucking chat. So we will talk about it after this episode.
Why are we talking like Jerry Seinfeld? We're all talking.
Come get your kangaroo court merch.
Oh, that's a good one. All right. So that was this week's episode of Not a Real Card. See you later.